My name is Bill Policio, and I'm a college professor. I teach. I'm also trained as a social worker and a licensed social worker. I'm a gay man, and I've been involved in the gay community since probably the end of the 1970s professionally. That's pretty much when I came out in force. And prior to that, was still struggling with, my own perception of myself and my identity. I'm 67.
Let's talk a little bit about resiliency. How have you been able to weather life's storms?
Interesting. I think pretty well. I think that's probably something that many gay people learn to do, especially people from my generation, where we had to do a lot of hiding. There was not much acceptance. So we kind of had to learn how to live life in a very difficult environment. I think I had a good kind of emotional intelligence. I knew how to work with people. And the other important thing was that I turned my own angst into my ability to help people who are also struggling with being gay or lesbian or transgender.
Are there any specific challenges that you see as you get older?
I guess my biggest fear was having to go back into the closet because of age, whether it be health care or living environment or whatever. And so again, as you were asking the question before about resilience, I think what I'm doing about that is working with aging gay populations and looking at making policy changes and how we can make aging something that's very positive for lesbian and gay people, and we don't have what they call the second closet. I probably share with most aging people, concerns about, how is my health going to be? How will my mental status be? And I think it's really the fear of becoming dependent. Because I think part of resilience was many of us learned to be fiercely independent, to survive, on our own.
Bill, how do you stay socially connected these days?
I still am very active. I'm part of certain committees. I work with policy groups. Throughout my life, I've always been involved in working as a social worker with gay men, lesbians, and transgender people. So it's just been a very active part of my life. And also my friendship networks involve other lesbian, gay, and transgender people.
At this stage of your life, what's most important?
I guess I think a lot about wisdom versus despair in the kind of the stages of life that we go through. So I think that it's really looking at my life and making it meaningful, making sure that I don't get into a sense of, oh, what has my life meant, or what's left for the future of my life, but that it continues to be really creative and productive, and that I can look back and make sure that I'm in good standing with all of my past.
Given everything that you've learned over the years, if you could sit down with your younger self, what would you tell him?
I think the idea of getting angry at injustice and not internalizing a sense that there's something wrong with me, and I can thank Anita Bryant for doing that, getting me to that point of becoming really angry at what was happening socially and being able to recognize that this is a social issue. There's not some kind of defect in people when they're gay, lesbian, or transgender, but really it's a policy issue that needs to change, and we have to have justice.